Hi guys, I wanted to come on camera and talk a little bit about my Makeupgeek shadows, and I wanted to do a swatch video. I talked a little bit about Makeupgeek in my March favorites video, which I'll link below, but I love their shadows. I discovered their brand maybe 2 years ago, somewhere around there. The brand is founded and started by Marlena, who is Makeupgeek TV on YouTube. And I've been watching her for a really long time, so I decided to check out her shadows one day, and I'm so glad that I did. I made a really small order, like 2 shadows or 3 shadows, and I fell in love with the pigmentation and the blendability and the long wearing durability of her shadows. They're just amazing. Her brand carries brushes as well. I have a few of her brushes and they're really good quality. She has blushes, which just came out a few months ago. And she's coming out with lip products, I believe I heard her say, but everything is very affordable. Her eyeshadows come in pans and compacts that you can pop into a Z palette or just keep as a compact and just open and close it in the little individual pots. And they range from $5.99 to $6.99, I believe, but everything's under $10. All of her shadows are under $10, except for her foiled shadows, but that's $9.99, so I guess that's technically under $10. But yeah, the pigmentation is wonderful. They blend so easily. They're so comparable to MAC and Urban Decay, and MAC and Urban Decay are like $15 and $20 for individual little pots, and that's a lot for an eyeshadow, especially if you're a college student or you're on a budget. You know, you don't want to be paying that much. So this is a very good, affordable option, and I always want to talk about affordable makeup. If you go into Sephora, you pretty much know that everything is good quality. When you go to a drugstore, you kind of have to go through some hits, and you have to go through some misses to get some hits. At least that's how it's been for me personally, to have a company that you can really trust that when they bring out new products that you'll love them. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all 9. I have 9 here in this Z palette. I have a few others, but these are my favorites, so I thought I'd just talk about my favorites for today. This Z palette is sold on her website. This one is the smallest, I believe. There's a small, medium, large, and extra large. But this one I felt like was just appropriate because I only had about like 4 or 5 when I bought this. Now I'm thinking I might need a bigger one, but they're really handy because all of the pans are magnetic, and then you can just stick it on like that. You don't have to use any like stickies or glue or anything like that. So let's get started with the swatching. Let's start with Homecoming. So that's what it looks like. It's like a satin gray shade. It's kind of gray. It's kind of similar, or silver, sorry. And it looks a little beige, but it's beautiful. That's what it looks like. And it has a satin finish, super pigmented. This one's taupe notch. I'm gonna run out of fingers, but this one's taupe notch. It's a matte. Kind of looks like Homecoming. It's like a few shades darker, and it's a little more cool tone. But that's taupe notch. It's just like a taupe color. I feel like it's a really good staple. This one's my favorite. It's called Creme Brulee, and it's like an orange. It's kind of like a burnt orange a little bit. I never thought that I would use a shadow like this, but it's the perfect transition shade. It's kind of like my skin tone. It's a little darker than my skin tone, but it's matte. I love it. If you're a little darker, you can use this one, which is Frappe. And if you're a little lighter, you can use Beaches and Cream as a transition shade. But transition shades are really important when you're putting on eyeshadows, because they just help all of your shadows blend really easily. And once you put it down, you have, like, you can kind of see Creme Brulee right here in my shadows, and then on top of that I used a bunch of other shadows like dark browns, and I used a black, and it just helps everything kind of go together seamlessly. And if you ever wanted to kind of like go through and blend your shadows a little bit throughout your eyeshadow process, putting down that transition shade really helps. So that's Frappe right there. This one's Cocoa Bear. If you're watching YouTube videos or if you're on YouTube at all, I think Makeupgeek's been getting pretty popular, and a lot of people like Cocoa Bear because it's just a beautiful, it's like a beautiful brown with a hint of red. It's like a red undertone, burgundy undertone, but it's beautiful, and that's what it looks like. Crazy pigmentation, right? It's so beautiful in the crease. If you wanted to do like a brown smoky eye or something, I have it in my crease today. Brown Sugar. That one right there. And let's put it here. So that's Brown Sugar. It's very similar to Cocoa Bear, I think, but it's just a little bit more, I'd say it just has more brown in it. Cocoa Bear is a little redder. This one's browner, and Cocoa Bear's a matte, and this one has a bit of a satin finish. And here's another one of my favorites. I also used it in my eyes today. You can tell that I really like using these shadows. They're really good. I'm not just saying it, they're really good. And this video is not like sponsored or anything. I'm not getting paid to talk about these shadows. I just really love them. But this one's Mocha. And it's just a dark brown. So that's Mocha. It does kind of look like Brown Sugar, but it's a matte. It doesn't have any satin or flecks of shimmer or anything like that in it. This is the last one I'm going to do. This one's called Bitten. And if you watch Jaclyn Hill, which I think a lot of people do, she uses this in a lot of her tutorials. It's like a plum kind of shade, kind of like a plum burgundy, I would say. But she said in one of her videos that she had been using it in her crease to create like a warm, smoky eye type of look. So anyway, here are the shadows. And you can tell I only have neutrals because I love neutral shades. Like I have too many neutral shades, but I'm gonna try and branch out and start, you know, using different colors. And she doesn't just have neutrals, so don't just look at this and say, oh, she only has like neutral colors. She has a lot of beautiful like blue, teal colors, reds, oranges, she has greens. She actually came out with some new shadows this year as well, a few of them. Yeah, so go check them out, and I'll link her website down below so you can just browse through, even if you kind of just look through them. I mean, they're really, really affordable, so it's not going to break the bank or anything like that. And the shipping actually is pretty reasonable. So yeah, go check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried them before. If you have, what are your favorites? And let me know if you have any recommendations from her that I haven't tried out. I've tried out some of her brushes. I have a lot of her shadows, and I want to try out some blushes next. Leave any recommendations for videos below. If you have any requests, just let me know and I'll be happy to do them for you. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, please give this a thumbs up, and have a great day wherever you are.